morning and welcome to today's Friday edition of the Forgotten Coast Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us today. I have with me my new friend, Aimee Van Gelder of Aimee V Photography, because no one wants to try to say your name too many times. Just real quickly, I just want to thank you all for joining us. For allowing me to have a quick week's break last week. I did not go live last week. Ended up in Nashville for the weekend and learned from some of the best in the business of real estate industry, and came back with a lot of good nuggets to share with our team. But I wanted to really concentrate on that. So today, just kicking it off with Aimee V. I'm super excited. Yay. Thank you for joining us today. So I always like to give you an opportunity, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and just a little bit about your background.
Okay. So we moved to Port St. Joe about a year and a half ago, me, my husband, and my two adult sons. I come from a healthcare background. I worked for 25 years at a teaching institution in Gainesville, Florida, as a nuclear medicine tech. So I have medical imaging as a background. And so that's kind of steered into a little more fun imaging these days. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been doing photography about 5 years now professionally.
That's awesome. When you say, so my daughter is going through sonography.
Okay. Yep.
Is that, I don't know.
It's part of radiology, nuclear medicine. You've heard of the nuclear stress test or PET scans, bone scans.
So if they're doing the dye through you to check for stuff.
Radioactive tracers. So that's what I did for many years.
So you've been looking internally previously.
Yes.
That's super cool.
Yeah. I love it. Lots of cancer stuff. So not always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be hard. I know Kaylee shared with me yesterday. So she's just finishing up her last little bit. She shared with me yesterday. She was working in finishing her clinical hours and working in a high risk OB/GYN, and just seeing babies that, that have abnormalities or whatever. She's like, it's really hard. She's like, I really feel bad for these mamas that are in there with, situations like that. And she's like, I don't know if I want to do that side of it. And I said, well, you're seeing the stuff that you need to see, that you need to recognize, in a normal situation, probably most of that is healthy pregnancies and everything's okay. So, but seeing the interior of the body is definitely, an interesting perspective, I would say.
Yeah, it was a good run for a while, but healthcare has become kind of a really stressful area to work in these days. And for me, it was the children. That was always hard, man. Because of the kind of institution it was, we saw lots of children with cancer, and a lot of them are repeat patients. So you get to know them and watch a lot of them go through this illness, and a lot of them die. And so it was tough, very tough.
Yeah. I would think that would be mentally hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So what brought you to our area?
So my husband had a super stressful job managing a cardiology practice in Gainesville.
Wow.
And so he was working, 70 plus hours a week. He was starting to have health issues and just really stressed out at work. And I begged him to look for another job. And he had a friend that works at Sacred Heart over in Pensacola, and was like, hey, they're opening up this department in the hospital in Port St. Joe. You should apply. And man, within a week or so, he had applied and got the offer for the money he asked. And we packed up our house, sold it, and moved here. I'd never been here before. And
oh my gosh, we did the same thing. We never been here before. My husband took a job transfer, and we just packed up and came. Here we are.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be living at the beach, so it's pretty cool.
Yes. Oh, that's so awesome. And so is he finding a little it's less stressful here for him?
Nice normal 40-hour weeks, and a more normal pace, and not the stress of managing people and money. So we're living the beach life now.
Yeah. That's so cool. Oh goodness. So speaking of the beach life, so you haven't been here overly long, but you've been here long enough to understand what our area has to offer. So if you were to describe you and your family's most perfect day in Gulf County, what would that look like, and what would you be doing?
Okay. So my husband and I love hiking, nature trails, the water, all that kind of stuff. So back in Gainesville, we had a lot of nature trails around there. And but going to the beach, was a day trip. So here, we've bought a lot of gear for snorkeling and kayaking, and I bought a wetsuit a few weeks ago. And so yeah, we just love going out and hiking. There's a lot of nature trails here. We like spending time on the water, hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so funny, it's so true. People say when you live there, you don't get to go as much, or you don't ever. It's kind of true, but yeah, we're going to try to get out there more often.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to make a point of going, and we like to go drive out to just the jetty, the marina area, and just watch the sunset. I know it sounds corny and
We
stupid,
do that
but
too.
we'd love just to go down there and we just sit in the vehicle, just sit there,
Yep.
and just
I'll
watch
look
the
for you.
sunset.
We do that a lot too.
Yeah, I'll wave at you next time. Hey,
Okay.
have you gone up to in north of like Blundstown area? Have you done the Garden of Eden trail?
No, I haven't heard about that one.
You should check that one out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's only like an hour drive, and it is absolutely a gorgeous trail. Like, I enjoyed it. So
Neat.
I want to go again. Maybe we'll go together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying our area. I think that, we're so blessed. And I mean, I feel that, we move here, we, come here and we visit, and, we find the awestruckness of this area. But I never want to lose that. I never want to, like, when I come back home or I fly back in, like when we flew back in from Nashville over the weekend, and we're driving along, and I'm just going on Highway 98, and I can look over in Mexico Beach and just see the water. I just was like, it's such a relief. And I never want to take that for granted. It's so beautiful here.
It's very relaxing.
It is.
If we do get stressed out, sitting out by the water is always
right.
relaxing.
It's hard to be stressed and by the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your services. Obviously you're a photographer, but what kind of services do you offer if someone wanted to reach out to you?
So mainly I'm a portrait photographer. I probably would consider myself kind of a traditional photographer. I lean towards more of the posed style. Well, not exactly, but you remember glamour shots?
Right. I remember glamour shots.
I love doing that, but it's a more modern, updated version.
Sweet.
So a lot of what I do is family beach sessions, because the tourists here, that definitely feeds my business. But what I love doing is the creative stuff in my studio with all my fabulous dresses. And
some of those look amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then of course I do headshots, maternity, high school seniors. I love photographing children. So yeah, a lot of that. And I'm really thinking I want to start getting into newborn photography. I've been thinking about that lately.
Oh, so I love seeing that newborn photography. It's so cute. It's so precious.
Yeah.
And in some of those, I'm like, that baby just peed all over that. But that's okay. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a great addition.
So yeah, I'm studying a little bit. So we'll see.
So when you do the beach photography, is that like, like you're out there on the beach? Like you see people, like I see a lot of tourists will come and they're all wearing kind of like, the white or the blues or the whatever. And you're doing that kind of photography as well.
Yeah. I encourage my clients. I gave them a prep guide and a style guide, and I encourage them to dress up a little bit. And we had a few families do it. It's really fun with, having something like this on the beach. I've had
absolutely
really pretty dresses and match their girls and stuff like that. But yeah,
something different than what everyone else comes and does on the beach. Yeah, for sure.
But then I tell them, it's your photo shoot. You don't want to dress up. You want to be casual. That's fine. That's you.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
That's super cool. Was there anyone that inspired you, or anything that spoke to you to pick this up? Obviously you've been doing imaging for a long time, but
yeah.
photographing the exterior is different than the interior of somebody.
So I've always loved photography. As a child, I loved looking at old photos. My dad had a lot of old black and white photos from ancestors, and I was really drawn towards the Victorian era photos.
yeah,
Um, and so I kind of did photography here and there, and my current husband encouraged me to pursue it a little bit more. So I upgraded my equipment and just started studying a little bit more, just doing it for fun. And I stumbled across this photographer. Her name is Sue Brace, and I just fell in love with her work. And I was like, man, that I want to photograph people like her. The way that she photographed people and the connection that she made with people was just, it was so beautiful. And so that's what kind of geared me towards portrait photography. And then, so my youngest son has autism, and he struggled through school for many, many years. It was so stressful, both for him and I.
yeah,
And some years were good and some years were bad. And so when I remarried, my husband allowed me to quit working, and so I could stay home and homeschool him. And then that
nice.
kind of gave me an opportunity to pursue my photography as a business as well. And so just kind of went from there, and I love it.
I love that too. I think it's so important that when you start putting yourself and your family first, that those opportunities will arise for you, because it's just, if you don't have this in this right, then none of the other exterior stuff is going to flow in and be easy for you. So
Yeah.
I love that I homeschooled my daughter 1 year, and I will tell you that that gave me a whole new love for teaching. I was like, oh, God love them. I mean, I already respected teachers, but that was like an even more like, yes, they deserve everything that they receive and more.
Yeah.
Um, but I love that you did that. That's very awesome.
Yeah. It allowed
I
me
would
to,
agree. You're
oh,
sorry.
sorry. I was just saying, it allowed me to, he really needed more direction into life skills.
Yeah.
Just learning this stuff at school wasn't really helping him. And he just needed, I was concerned about him being able to grow up and be a functional member of society, and, being able to hold down a job and pay his bills. And so homeschooling allowed me to do that better.
Yeah, to really break it down to the foundations of
Yeah.
life. Yeah. Oh, I love that. What I was going to say was, I've stalked your page for a while, so I've seen your photography. But what I really love is that in portrait photography, sometimes I feel like it's just very bland. Like we have this idea of it's just this one photo.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in yours, you really do a really good job of capturing like the essence of people, and like you can see their eyes, and you can almost feel that space, and I love that. Like I'm not sure what you do, but there is a finesse there that you've really got down well, and
Thank
I love
you.
it. I love seeing it.
I appreciate that. I'm always trying to be better, and that's definitely what I go for in my images, is connection with people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, one
Yeah.
day I'll have to call you up and say, hey, let's do some headshots. We've talked about this. We need to make it happen.
Yeah,
So,
come on over.
yeah. So if somebody did want to get in touch with you and was interested in whether it be studio photography or beach photography or newborn photography, maybe someone out there's got a newborn that will let you,
Let me practice.
practice with. What's the best ways for them to get in touch with you?
So the best way is just to fill out the contact form on my website, aimeevphoto.com. And I don't know if it's in the description. My name is spelled a little bit differently, AIMEE photo. So, but they can also call me too, call or text my phone number.
Nice. Well, good. Well, I hope that somebody from this wonderful video does do that. I hope y'all that have been watching have enjoyed this. This is what I love to do. Is the Forgotten Coast Real Estate Show is really about bringing in the community and showing you and highlighting the people that are here that are doing really great things to help others. And I feel like Aimee's got a great business, and I'm all about, helping push that forward for you. So
Thank you.
thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Y'all have a great Friday.